Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to the first English recorded lesson for Senior 2. In today's lesson, we are going to learn some useful suffixes. Suffixes are letters which we put at the end of a word. It can change the word from a verb into an adjective, or from an adjective into a noun, or from a verb into a noun, and so on. Today's suffixes are ER, OR, IST, and IAN. We use most of these suffixes in order to describe the occupations of a person or the job of a person. Okay, before we start, I'd like all of you to bring you the student books, page 101, in order to follow me and learn properly. Please pause the video and bring your books, then let's work together. Okay, let's continue. Exercise number A. We want to change these words. We want to add the suffixes into these words. For example, the word music. Which is the suitable suffix for this word? Music, musician. Direct, director, OR. Act, actor, OR. Yes. Produce, producer, ER. Compose, composer. A composer is the person who writes music. Plum, yes, plumber. Did you notice that? The B is silent. Not plumber, it's a plumber. The plumber is the person who fixes your, if you have a problem at home, okay, like for the fitting of the taps, water, drain, etc. The plumber is the one who fixes this for you. Now another word, politics. Which is the suitable suffix for politics? Yes, politician. Politics, politician. C-I-A-N. Science, scientist. Art, artist. Type, typist, and drop the E before you add an IST. Electricity, yes, electrician, and operate, operator, OR. Please pause the video, then check that you have written all these words under the suitable suffix. Okay. Now, exercise number B, let's use these words to complete the sentences in order to give a full meaning. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes, or please pause the video. You can pause the video before you write the answers. Okay, let's start. Sentence number 1. Daniel Day-Lewis is a talented who won an Academy Award for his role in There Will Be Blood. Is a talented actor. Yes. Sentence number 2. He won the of the year award for his research in biogenetics. Yes, he won the scientist award of the year. Sentence number 3. I need to call the, because the air conditioner has stopped working. I need to call the electrician. I need to call the electrician. Sentence number 4. Karen is a great, space, she can do over 60 words per minute. 60 words per minute, so she is a great typist. Sentence number 5. Mr. Crawford is the managing of a large multinational company, is the managing director. Yes, the managing director. 6. Andrew Lloyd Webber is the space, who wrote the musicals Cats and the Phantom of the Opera. Andrew Lloyd Webber is the composer. Yeah, composer. 7. I tried to talk to the hotel manager on the phone several times, but the didn't put me through. The space didn't put me through. The what? The operator. The person who connects people together, especially on a phone line. To put someone through is to connect or contact someone on a line. The last one is number 8. I have to say that my favorite is Dave Matthews. He is an amazing guitarist. Yes, my favorite musician. Okay. In section 2, okay, we're going to learn more suffixes, noun suffixes, so suffixes that added to the word in order to change it into a noun. TH, NESS, URE, ITY, AL, hood, HOOD, dumb, ENCE. Okay? Right. What nouns derive from the following words? Popular, grow, independent, arrive, free, expose, neighbor, and great. Popular, the noun from popular is popularity. Grow, growth. Independent, in order to change it to a noun, we add ENCE, independence. Yes. Arrive, arrival. Free, freedom. Expose, exposure. URE, exposure. Drop the E, add URE. Neighbor, neighborhood. HOOD, neighborhood. Yes. Great, greatness. NESS, greatness. Okay. Now let's do exercise number B together, and before we do it together, please pause the video and try to do it yourself. Okay? After you have done it yourself, please check the answers with me. Sentence number 1. His lack of is why the magazine decided to fire him. His lack of creativity. Exactly, creativity. Sentence number 2. This day is going so slowly, I think I'll die of boredom. Yes, boredom, the suffix D-O-N. Boredom is the noun. Jason has a lot of in his own abilities. A lot of confidence. Confidence. Yes, E-N-C-E. Number 3. I have many. Number 4, sorry, sentence number 4. I have many fond memories of my childhood. Sentence number 5. Her greatest weakness is that she tends to let people walk all over her. Her greatest weakness. Sentence number 6. Unfortunately, the experiment was a total failure. Was a total failure. The noun from fail is failure. Failure. Sentence number 7. I always keep a Swiss Army knife and a flare gun in my survival. AL. Add AL. Survival kit. Okay? The last sentence. Of the hallway, the space of the hallway isn't big enough for the bed to fit through. Use wide. I need the noun from wide. The wideness. The wideness of the hallway. Okay? The width. Yeah, the width of the hallway isn't big enough for the bed to fit through. The width. We add TH to the word wide. The width. Drop the E and add TH. Okay? So now let's move to another exercise. The or another section, the grammar section. Okay. In this section, we're going to learn a very useful rule. Modal verb have plus past participle. Why we use this rule? For many things. Let's see. You needn't have bought me such an expensive present. You needn't, modal verb, have bought me such an expensive present. What does it mean? Okay. Means that it's not necessary. Absence of necessity in the past. Okay? Something wasn't necessary, but it was done. You bought, but it wasn't necessary for you to buy this. You needn't have bought me such an expensive present. So, absent of necessity. In the past, we use need or needn't have plus LPP. Number 2, sentence number 2. You should have told her the truth when she asked you. Now it's too late. You should have told. Should or shouldn't have plus the PP, the past participle. Shows what? Shows regret or criticism about an action or somebody's behavior in the past. How this? When you imagine with me a person who didn't study hard, so he got low marks. So when you want to criticize him, to blame him for such a thing, you can use this rule. You can say, you should have studied harder. You should have studied harder. Or, you shouldn't have wasted your time. You shouldn't have wasted your time. This shows criticism. And if you use yourself this rule, it expresses regret. How? I should have studied harder. It shows that you regret doing this action. Okay? Regret not studying. Instead of should, notice that you can use ought to or owe not to. So ought to means should. You owe to have studied harder. Or owe not to means you shouldn't. You shouldn't have wasted your time, or you owe not to have wasted your time. Okay? I think you understood this part properly. Now let's move to another sentence or example. Number 3. It was fortunate he was wearing a helmet. He could have hurt his head. He could have hurt his head. What does it mean? He could have hurt his head. Yes, unfulfilled possibility in the past. It was possible for something to happen, but mainly it didn't happen. Luckily for him, it was possible for him to hurt his head, but luckily he didn't hurt his head. Okay? So, could have plus LPP. Another example, you can say, yesterday I could have caught the train, but I took a taxi instead. I could have caught the train. I could have taken the train, but I took the bus instead, or a taxi instead. So, unfulfilled possibility in the past. Something in the past possible, but it didn't happen. Number 4, sentence number 4. Sally must have been in this room a few minutes ago. I can smell her perfume. Here we use must have plus the past participle to express a deduction, to make a deduction in the past. Okay, you deduce an information. It's like you guess, you're guessing, okay? But you are sure of your guessing. You're certain of it. Sally must have been, so I'm sure that Sally was in the room because I could smell her perfume. Sentence number 5, you can't have seen Tom in the street yesterday. Why? He's been in Rome since Monday. You can't have seen. Can't have seen means it's impossible. It was impossible for you to do this. Okay? I'm sure it didn't happen. I'm sure. I'm certain. Negative. Okay? You can't have seen Tom in the street yesterday. Why? Because he's been in Rome since Monday. Okay? So, can't have plus the past participle shows a negative deduction in the past. We are almost sure that something didn't happen. Okay, we can use can't or couldn't have plus the past participle. Okay, sentence number 6, the last one. Trevor might have seen this film before. I'm not 100% sure. Might have seen. Might have seen means that you are not sure. Okay, might have seen. Possibility in the past. Perhaps something happened, but we are not sure. So again, you can use may or might have plus the past participle. May or might plus the past participle. Again, to sum up, regret or criticism, use should have plus past participle, or ought to or not to have plus past participle. To express absence of necessity, use needn't have plus. Possibility in the past, use may or might, you are not sure. Unfulfilled possibility in the past, it was possible for something to happen, could have past. Okay? Positive deduction, use must have plus past participle, and for negative deduction, use can't or couldn't have plus the past participle. Now let's see, move to section C. It's like an exercise on what we have learned now in the grammar. Please pause the video, do it yourself, then check the answers with me. Number 1, that was very kind of you, but you needn't have tried to fix it. We are buying a new one on Saturday. Needn't have tried. You needn't have tried. Sentence 2. It's Leo's own fault that he cut his hand. I warned him that he should have worn gloves. Sentence number 3. My mom tidied my room while I was out. No one else would have done it. So I'm sure, must have tidied. Must have tidied, because I am sure that happened. Sentence number 4. The girl you saw at the theater last night can't have been Jessica. She's been living in Peru for 2 years now. She can't have been Jessica. She couldn't have been Jessica. Okay, I'm sure it was impossible. I'm sure negative. Sentence number 5. I'm sorry, but all our tables are occupied. Imagine you are in a restaurant or something. I'm sorry, but all our tables are occupied. You called to reserve a table yesterday. He's blaming you or criticizing you. You ought to have called, or you should have called. You should have called, or you ought to have called. Sentence 6. You hear of her. She had one hit in a popular country and western band years ago. It seems that we are talking about, a singer or some kind. You might have heard of her, but I'm not sure that you heard of her. So you may have heard of her, or you might have heard of her. Sentence number 7. Carlos, his exam, he looks so sad. So I am sure that he must have failed. Carlos must have failed his exam. He looks so sad. The last sentence. You were driving so carelessly last night. An accident, So I'm warning you about something. It could happen yesterday. You may have had. You may have had, or you might have had an accident, Just one thing, the last thing I want you to remember is your homework. You have a homework. Please do your homework. Okay? Your homework is on page 103 and page 107. You can see only 2 pages. Don't be lazy, please. You are at home. Okay? So, do your homework, and we are going to check the homework next time. Bye.